Okay, so I have a whole bunch of papers for this, but it's not because it's hard. I actually think this is easier than 2.1, at least in my mind it is. So when we're finding the intercepts and use them to graph the equation, and I'll probably need my graph paper for this, so I'll pull it back out. So we're going to find when x is 0 and when y is 0, because if we look at the graphs, they say intercept, when they mean intercept is where is it going to cross the x and y axis. So if it's crossing the x-axis, y is 0, because we're not up or down. And if we're crossing the y-axis, x is 0. So keep that in mind when we do this. So we're going to substitute x for 0. And so this would be y equals 6. So in this one, x was 0 and y was 6. But there's going to be 2 because we have to do it when y is 0 as well. So we'd have 0 equals x plus 6. So we would subtract 6 because we have to solve it for x now. So negative 6 equals x. So in this one, x is negative 6, and we put 0 in for y. So those would be our two intercepts on that one. So you're going to use the little pop-up charty thingy. And on this one we have 0, 6, and negative 6, 0. So I'd graph, and you'll have to click the line button too when you'll do this. So we have 0 and 6, and then negative 6, 0. And let's use this bright pink sticky note. It'll go ahead and draw your sign and stuff for you, but your graph will resemble that to some extent. But then on this one, we're going to have y equals 2 times 0 plus 2. So 2 times 0 is 0, so we'd have y equals 2. So our coordinate would be our x was 0, our y was 2. Also keep in mind when you put these in your My Math Lab, you're going to have to put a comma between the 2 points. So parenthesis, number, comma, number, parenthesis, comma, parenthesis, number, comma, yeah. So then over here we have 0 equals 2x plus 2. Subtract 2. So negative 2 equals 2x divided by 2. Negative 1 equals x. So our point for this would be negative 1 comma 0. And so in My Math Lab it'd be, and you'd have to put it like that. Okay, the last one right here is a quadratic equation because it has that x squared. So when I go to solve this one, I'd have y equals 0, subtract 9, 0 squared, subtract 9. So y equals negative 9. So my x was 0 and my y was negative 9. But when we go to do the x side of this one, we'd have 0 equals x squared, subtract 9. And if you remember, this is the difference of two squares. So we'd have x subtract 3 times x plus 3, because if we fold this out, we'd get this x squared minus 9. So then we'd set these both equal to 0 and get x equals 3 and x equals negative 3. So then for our x values, we'd have 3, 0, comma, negative 3, 0, comma, 0, negative 9. And when you go to graph this one, you're going to have to click the one that says quadratic, 3-point quadratic on My Math Lab. And it's going to look like that, and just graph your points as per usual.